Today we're going to be replacing a battery in this MSI Thin A15 B7V laptop. Pretty easy, simple to do. So our first thing to do is to flip it over and take out the screws. Holding it together, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws that we're going to take out. That's all the screws are out. So now what you have to do is along this edge, there are a bunch of, there's basically grooves, little tabs that hold it in. So we'll take a pick and just start working along this edge. And I picked this edge because on this laptop, this edge has these little grommets for where the microphone and headphones go in. So what you really have to do is you have to lift off the back side first and then kind of slip the case over these because these kind of stay in place. Otherwise it gets hung up on that side. Let's start over here. What you're going to do is try to feel it. You can hear them click when you get it in there. Kind of work your way around. Try not to push in too far because there's probably components not too far on the other side. These are coming off pretty easy. You hear them clicking. Okay. That's coming apart really nice. Let's try the back side. Okay. These hook in a little differently, in that they kind of press into the back, so you kind of have to pull them out instead of just run a thing along. There we go. Kind of pulling those away from the back as opposed to just going at it straight angle. You can see they're all releasing. The gap here now. And I just need to get this side off. Work on the ones on this side. There we go. Seems the ones at the back are still a little connected, so I'm going to work on that a little bit. That did it. Okay, and again, kind of take this side off last because these little grommets stay in place. So put the back down somewhere. Okay. This is the battery. One thing I can notice here is that these screws, at least, it looks like not all of them, but several of them also hold the motherboard down. So you want to make sure as you're putting things together, this doesn't slip or get out of alignment. You should still be able to see these holes. Let's switch over here. It's basically these holes here have to line up. It also seems to be holding this one holds the speaker in place. I guess this one too. So make sure those haven't fallen out because there's nothing holding them in right now when you're reassembling it. Now I need to get this battery loose. It's just glued in. It's glue on this side and this side. There's the trackpad runs underneath here, and it's hard to see, but it's actually not able to see. There's usually a cable running underneath there that connects the keyboard and or the trackpad, one or the other, or both. So I try and work just the edges, but it's usually pretty stiff. You can put a little bit of alcohol underneath of it, but I don't like to do that because it tends to get into things that you don't want the alcohol to get into. Okay. This end's in there a little bit. Okay, before I take it out the rest of the way, I'm going to disconnect this power connector. For that, I use one of these little plastic like a spudgers tool. Just kind of grab it, pull on it. Battery's disconnected. This end seems like it's pretty loose. So I'm going to put a little pick in there to make sure it stays that way while I try and get this other end out because it still seems in there to be pretty tight. Okay, well, I'm gonna say this end's empty or seems loose, but then it's over the motherboard, so they didn't glue it there. It's probably just glued right here. That's what it feels like too. Wow. Okay. Okay, so it's glued here and here, oops, and here and here. It's essentially just double stick tape. Okay, so that's the old battery. It's the original equipment battery that came with the laptop. It's really only a little over a year old, but it's not charging up anymore. It currently only charges to 95% and then only lasts about maybe 80% as long as it used to, 75%. It's been dropping ever since in the last few weeks. So let's get the replacement. Okay. So one thing to notice is the original battery has a number of rubber pads. Oh, these are rubber. These are just plastic. I assume that's in there for anti-vibration. There's a foil strip over here, probably to reduce noise. After I test this battery to make sure, the new battery to make sure that it works, I will probably want to transfer those over for the same reason they were on there in the first place, which is just to reduce noise. But before I do that, let's put this battery in and make sure that it's fits in there nicely. I'm not going to press it down too hard. I guess actually it's probably easier to get this connector in first. Kind of work it back and forth with the fingernail just to make sure it's in all the way. Okay, now I feel good about it. Kind of like those wires to be above the battery, not below it. All right. Trying to figure out how to run this wire. I really kind of want them over the battery. Not, wow, that sticks already. Trying to get them up over that corner so they don't get stuck under the battery. Don't have a lot of clearance either, so they can't actually stick up. They at least have to kind of mush flat. That should do it. Okay, check this again, make sure it's tight. Okay, and I'm going to put the bottom back on, but I'm only going to put it on just so that stuff's just not hanging out. Okay. The gold connector's on this side, so I have to kind of start it with that side because that basically I have to get it so it doesn't hang on this. So I'll flip it around the other way. So I can turn the camera on the other direction. Okay, there's these gold bushings there that really more or less there for show. Gonna have to put those on first because they hang up on the plastic. Let's see. There we go. You kind of slip those in. And I'm not even all that interested in pushing it down, even snapping it into place, although just putting weight on it will do it. It'll snap itself into place. All right, so I'm going to I guess I do have to snap it down a little bit or the back won't open. There we go. Okay, plug in the power adapter, give it a minute, and turn it on. So it's 54%. Fan's running pretty hard. I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes and make sure that it's charging up before I take a look at maybe transferring some of these pads over to it. That's charge time to charge until 56 minutes. It's going down in charge time. So hopefully it starts going up a percentage. So I'm going to leave it for a few minutes and just watch it charge up, make sure everything's cool. Okay, so it's been about, let's see, 15 minutes, I guess, and has gone up from, was it 53% to 67%? Time to fully charge is now 40 minutes. So I'd say we have a good battery here. I'm going to shut this down and move these rubber pads off of this original battery and put it on the new one. Getting it apart again is pretty much the same as getting it apart the first time, except I don't think it's all the way clipped shut. Several of them are probably clipped, but several of them aren't. Yeah. Again, this end has the gold bushings on it, so I always take that end off last. So back off again. Don't really need to take it out. I just need to figure out which of these things I can to transfer. I don't know if I need, it's like tape, but with aluminum on it, so it's basically noise suppression, I believe. It's this part. So, but I am going to go ahead and do these. So these are just double stick taped on. Set the case up a little bit, kind of work it in. There we go. This time I am going to push it down, get all these things seated. As you're pushing up on this back, kind of push in on it as well, because these hook in kind of in that direction. So they're kind of latching up and in. Turns out this top piece comes off too, so you can get to the hinges, and it's popped up a little bit. So it's between those two. All right, now put the screws back in. And that's always exciting. I think anytime the battery's disconnected, which I just did before I put the rubber things on, I think it won't boot again until it's been plugged into a power source, wall power source. Yeah, 68%. Away for now, Steve. Thank you. Time until fully charged, 38 minutes. So this took a while. It's about 6:06 now, so I'd say it took from 50% up to 100%, about an hour and a half. It's 4 something when I started. So for a new battery, when it gets to 85%, well, for a new battery, that's not bad. I know when it gets to 85%, it starts charging really slowly. That's to keep the battery from overheating. That's part of most charging things anyway. I assume this one does the same thing because it zipped up to 85 pretty fast. The last 15% took like an hour. But it's up to 100%, which is exactly what I was expecting it to do. So I'd say we're all done here.